What's compelling about these two new Avengers movies is they're a beginning. It's a new beginning.
What can this mean? What can this be?
And the only thing that brought us back was the right story.
And bring everybody together. X-Men, Fantastic Four.
I don't remember seeing that.
There is a thing that I wanted to mention. Do you know that, do you remember when Thiago Romariz went to the set of the Avengers like a few years ago? And he talked to you about changes, about your new projects, and you said this right here. He asked you if you were going to make something like Avengers and if you guys would come with something like after Endgame, and you said that you were going to take a break for 5 years, and come back and bring everybody together. X-Men, Fantastic Four, and to be really honest
Did we
with
say
you,
this?
yeah, and
It's a quote.
I don't remember seeing
it's a
that.
quote, okay?
I knew whatever you were going to say was going to be a surprise. I knew that.
5 years from now. I mean, like, that was in 2020, and
weren't
now we're
lying.
2025.
You really prepare yourselves,
Yeah.
right?
I don't even remember thinking that back then.
No, yeah,
That's
but
what's so strange.
speaking of changings, I just wanted to know, what did you guys learn within this 5 years outside Marvel and doing new projects, doing new things, and what you guys are gonna put in your new projects, even regarding Marvel, but in general.
Those 4 movies that we did, frankly, were in like a 7-year time frame. It's one of the craziest runs you could possibly go on, right? Like, that was really intense. It was exhausting. We shot Endgame and Infinity War back to back with a few weeks off, and like 4 weeks off in between. He got pneumonia in between the two. Like, they were physically demanding movies. You're literally, as soon as you wrap the movie, you're in post while you're prepping the next one. Then you're on a press tour for 6 weeks, flying around the world, talking to press every day for 6 weeks, back to set, onto the next one. And we did this over and over and over again for 7 years. We just needed a break. And like, sometimes you have to just step away in order to see the path forward from there. What's fascinating about what we did with that, and we've always loved the Marvel experiment. We think it's really unique in movie history. Again, the 12-year-old in us, this would have been the greatest thing that ever happened, is we got to, get immersed in, a 20-movie arc and see an ending to that arc. What's compelling about these two new Avengers movies is they're a beginning. It's a new beginning. So we told an ending story, now we're gonna tell a beginning story, and then who knows where we'll go from there. Maybe it'll be another 5 years. But I think we just needed that time and perspective to figure out where it needed to go next. Yeah. And the only thing that brought us back was the right story.
I think also in that period that you're talking about, look, we got to direct things that were different and similar from the work we were doing in Marvel. We got to direct Cherry and The Gray Man and now The Electric State, but also with our company Agbo, we were producing as well. Yeah. And we were getting to work with other filmmakers, which was really exciting. Joe and I, because we worked in television for a long time. And when we worked in television, we would direct, but we would also oversee some other directors who would come in onto the shows that we were producing.
Everything Everywhere.
Yeah, so we got to do things like Everything Everywhere All at Once, and just like the ability to work with different filmmakers, see different voices, help other people find sort of a way through the system to create their movies. Like, that's really invigorating.
We made a movie called Mosul, which was an all Arabic language film that Netflix financed, which was, really, I thought, very admirable of them. As an action film set in the Middle East. So, we've had a lot of varied experiences. And we also built our company Agbo, which is now a technology-facing company, because we believe the future of telling stories lies in technology. We have a new partner in Donald Mustard, who is creator of Fortnite. We have another partner named Dominic Hughes, who ran AI at Apple for a decade. And we're trying to bring together our own Avengers to figure out what the future is for storytelling and how best for artists to control where that future is going to go. It's well and good to get mad at like streamers and go, oh man, they built algorithmic storytelling and now we're stuck with that, and they're dominating the media landscape. Well, just go figure out how to change it. Like, then build your own thing. Like, instead of complaining, like go find a path forward. We're trying to find a path forward again, that we would be excited about and we think our fans would be excited about. And that's our mission at the moment. So we always have to balance, our commitment as executives of that company with our ability to tell these giant stories.
Even though we said that 5 years ago, I don't.
And you did.
Really what it was we didn't know what our road forward was in the MCU after we'd finished Endgame. We weren't sure about what it was. And what happened was a creative idea just came to us. Mm-hmm. And that ended up feeling like the right idea. So it motivated us to do it again. I'll say we feel like we have something fresh. Feel like we have a story that's like important to be told. We have an amazing group of collaborators again. Some old and some new. And we're very excited. It's a difficult movie. There's a lot of expectations on it because again, Endgame was that moment, it was right, 2019 before the pandemic, before that changed theater going. And so we know there's a lot riding on for people, for us, for everybody, moviegoers. What can this mean? What can this be?
Can it have the same level of energy around it? Can it pull people back into the theaters in the same way?
Who came up with the idea to bring Downey Jr. again as that guy?
That was Kevin. And interesting enough about that is that conversation was had a while ago. And then Robert tried to talk us into doing it, and we said no, weirdly, because we said we would come back. We just didn't have a story. We didn't have a way in, right? And so we were resistant for a while. And then one day, Steve McFeely, who's one of our key collaborators, said, I have an idea. And he called us and pitched, and we went, that's the story. That story has to be told. It's a really powerful story. And the one thing I will say about the movie is this. We love villains who think they're the heroes of their own stories. That's when they become three-dimensional and when they become more interesting. And when you have an actor like Robert Downey, you have to create a well-shaped, three-dimensional character for the audience. That's where a lot of our focus is going.